Good morning, everybody. It's Friday morning and it's the 12th of March, and well, it's called Fruitful Friday. So welcome to Fruitful Friday, and thank you to everyone who sent in titles that I could use for today. I think I made it more obvious this time on Facebook, saying, right folks, I need titles. So they came in fast and furious, and I've used Fruitful Friday. Now I know I've used it in a previous video, but there's no harm in using the same title again and adding some tips, even repeating some from before. I've decided I'm also going to use the other titles you've sent, so watch out for the title you suggested and you win an hour's chat with me. So for today, the winner is Caroline, and I'll be PMing, private messaging her with we can set up a mutually convenient time so that we can have our chat. So what does fruitful mean? Well, when we're talking about life, we're talking about it being abundant, productive, successful. And one of the phrases I would like to sort of just keep repeating in your head is make every day of your life matter. Make every day of your life matter. That's very important. Don't waste any moment of any day. So some of the tips: use your journal or your diary. I do hope that people are buying my Changing Seasons of Life book. It's short stories, it gets your creative juices flowing, but it's also got pages so that you can reflect. Because when you want to have a fruitful life, you've got to make changes if you want to lead that fulfilling life and make every day matter. So in order to make the changes, that's why you need to use your diary or your journal. Reflect each day. Think of if there's been a difficult situation during the day. Think about how you responded to that. Did you respond the way you'd want to, or would you respond differently? When you reflect, you identify your values and your beliefs. So it's all about you. You're thinking about yourself. And when you do this, you can then decide what needs to change or not, as the case may be. The choice is yours. You've always got a choice. Surround yourself with positive people. I've said this so many times, but life is too short to be unhappy. Hi there, and I must say there's a happy birthday girl on there. Happy birthday to Danielle. Fabulous. She's part of the Changing Seasons of Life book. She's got wonderful poetry and so talented. She just at the drop of a hat can set up a rhyming poem. Absolutely fabulous. So life is too short to be unhappy. Think about people around you and ask yourself these questions. Do these people give you energy? So they energize you? Do they take away your energy, drain you? Or do they support and celebrate your achievements? If people are draining you, it's time to remove them from your life. If you can't, you might be in a relationship with somebody who does this. My answer really is you need to look after yourself, but just limit the time you have with them. Now, sometimes people are positive and negative, so if there's somebody who's normally positive but on a down time, if you don't want to be kind of drawn down, just limit your time with them at that moment. Add new people in your life who will energize you. Now, you need to, of course, don't wait for people to praise and encourage you. Just celebrate your successes. Celebrate your life. There's nothing better than doing this for yourself. And of course, other positive people will join with you in that. And there's nothing better than having positive people around you who just support you and celebrate your successes. I think there's so much jealousy in life. I don't understand it. Sometimes, I can catch myself going, oh, I wish I was doing what they were doing. But then I have a choice to do that as well. So, don't sort of think, well, jealousy just kind of holds you back. If you feel you can do it too, then do it. Because I know that over the times I've written books, people have often said to me, I suppose maybe they don't know what to say, but sometimes they'll say, oh, well, I could have done that as well. Well, my answer to them is, on you go. What's holding you back? You have choices. Another tip is engage in activities that make you happy, and be grateful that you can do that. Have your gratitude list, put that in your journal. The Changing Seasons of Life book has these pages that we can do that. So make a list of what makes you happy. Hi Barbara, good to see you there. So you write down what you're grateful for, and particularly when you're feeling down. We all have down moments. I mean, this certainly over the last year, well, we're into the second year, isn't it now, of the pandemic and the lockdown and confusion, anxiety, being overwhelmed. Look at that list and just go, do you know what? Oh, that makes me happy. That makes me happy. And it doesn't have to be huge things. It might be that you took time to read your favourite book. You maybe went for a walk. Looking at nature, these things uplift your spirits. Don't forget, of course, to recognise the people who support you and thank them for their support. There are, as I say, many people sadly in life who just kind of want to bring you down in order to boost themselves. Well, let these people go. You deserve the best. And just keep saying that to yourself. I deserve the best. Setting goals, we've talked about this. Yes, remember that they've got to be realistic. If you set yourself up with goals that are unreasonable or unrealistic, you're setting yourself up for failure, and you don't want to do that. It's bad enough actually sitting there thinking, I've got to make this list of what I want to do, but when you set up realistic goals, then that motivates you to do something about it. It's because obviously we've not just of the list, we've then to take action. So you should have short-term, medium-term and long-term goals. Now this particularly is for your personal development, not just your professional or career development. Have it for them as well. But when you say goals to people, they tend to think, oh right, that's to do with my profession and my career, right? I need to get this certificate, or I need to look for that promotion. It's not that. We're talking also about your personal development. What are you going to do to help yourself become this person who's loving life and fulfilling life? Your short-term plan should be maybe plan for say up to 6 months. Your medium-term one maybe for 1 to 2 years, and then your long-term plan can be for say 5 years. And ask yourself these questions. What makes you happy? What's your ultimate dream or vision? What would you do if money was not an issue, was no problem to you? What do you want your legacy to be? What would you want people to see once you're gone? Now answer these questions and then plan actions to take yourself forward to progress and achieve these goals. One of the good things you can do is, and maybe people don't do it, but I think as children we all have dreams. As children we dream what we'd love to do, what we'd love to be. I mean, I can remember, and maybe it sounds crazy now, but I was very, very young when my dream was to change the world. And I wasn't a Greta Thunberg, but you know, some of us have these wild, massive dreams. And what I believe that by doing my ABC, my mind circles, I hopefully it's drip feeding, changing the world for people. So I've never let go of that. I thought it was going to be in a different way. I loved playing the piano. I thought I would change the world by my piano playing. Then I thought maybe if you were doing law, you'd be changing the world, it'd be justice for everybody. But that wasn't to be. So I love people, and I thought, right, doing psychology, doing all these things where I love people watching. So it was great to think, right, if I could just change, and this sounds crazy, change every individual to be happy. And then I realised that you can't. You can only change yourself. So what I love to think is that I'm giving tips. So I can only give, you can take a horse to water, you can't force it to drink. But if I give tips to people, then they can use them to change themselves, to make life better for themselves. And of course, I know I'm human, I forget these myself, and I have lovely friends, thank you, like Danielle and Barbara and so many others that will say to me when I'm maybe in a down moment or thinking, oh, this bit's a bit tough today, they go, what about your own tips? Use your own tips. So what I want you to do is reflect on what dreams you had as a child. Make a list of the dreams you had and ask yourself, is there one or more that you still have burning inside you? Because it's never too late. Share your dreams as well, but just with positive, trusted people. And believe me, it's never too late. I know things are thrown at us, challenges come, and you think, well, I need to put that on the back burner. So along with this list, you're thinking about the dreams you had as a child. Make a list of the resources you need. Now, I'm not really talking here about material resources. Obviously, if you have a huge dream, you might need money, but I'm more talking about your inner strengths and abilities. So if you decided that your dream was perhaps, I don't know, maybe to be a ballet dancer, to be the best baker, you might need to actually do courses. There are things, if you don't have that skill set, you can build on the skill set. But don't let anyone take away your dream. Don't let these people go, that's a ridiculous idea, because there will always be someone who says that, and you need to let them go. Maybe they're doing this so they can boost themselves up. They might be jealous. Doesn't matter. Let them go. The next tip is choice. Remember, happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Life is ever changing and stressful. We have challenges every day. So remember, you don't want or need to carry other people's baggage. Don't let their baggage become your baggage. You've got choices. You need to ditch that baggage. It's bad enough trying to carry your own baggage without carrying other people's baggage. And of course, if you're a caring, kind person, and I know I'm learning this. I continue to learn every day because I do like helping people. But you've got to take care of yourself. Sometimes you might think you've got mug written across your forehead and you think, here we go again, But if you do want to help people and it's your choice, go ahead, that is fine. But afterwards don't go, oh really, I just didn't need to do that. Sometimes we need to take a few moments to ourselves, and that's where you can help others, but remember that you need to have 2 or 3 minutes for yourself every day. It's vital, and that's why I kind of designed the ABC and the mindfulness techniques that just stop you in your tracks to go, right, breathe, affirm, I have time for myself, I am kind to myself. So the other thing is, remember to end each day in a peaceful way. That's absolutely important. So you should stop the electronics and technology. Try and do that at least an hour before you go to bed. And so many people, of course, have TVs in their bedroom, their laptops with them, their iPads with them. And I know that I have friends and people I know whose work seems to expect them to work almost 24 hours. I mean, it's a constant. They're checking their emails in the middle of the night. And that's sad. There really should be some form of enough is enough. Are you expected to do this? So you need to ask questions about that. You need time for yourself. Do something that calms you down. And that's where, again, I recommend, obviously, my ABC. Quick to use, easy to use, and just can calm you down. Remember, if you've had a really bad day, and we've had lots of these recently, just remember, you don't know what the next day will be like, but you can choose to make it positive. You can choose to look at the challenges that come at you as opportunities to start over. And if, even change the world, who knows? And it's never too late. The power is within you to change your mindset. Never forget, the mind is just It's extremely powerful, and I think we forget that. It's simple things like, I can't face this day. You get up out of bed and you go, I can't face today. Well, turn that into, I can face today. And if you watch or focus on your body language, you can often, I'll exacerbate this, but you can go, oh, I can't face today. I can face today. It's just a change from the body posture, your mindset. Please do it. Start now and make deliberate choices to make positive changes. So, how do you do this? Well, you make choices every day. What are we going to have for dinner? What will I have? You make choices on small things, big things. When it's a big thing, of course, you need to be in the right frame of mind. So if you're on like a low mood or down mood, try not to make the big decisions then. Making choices on your own as well can be frightening, because in your head you keep saying, what if? Well, I would say go for it. If it's the wrong decision, if you ask for advice, obviously that can help, but at the end of the day, only you can make the decision. And if it's the wrong decision, what you do is you learn from it. I'm going to do the meditation at the end today called Golden Path, so that's kind of looking at different routes, and that builds resilience and confidence. You take your mind on an adventure. So what you can do if you're worried about big decisions, try thinking about the small decisions. Make small decisions on your own without getting approval from others, because I know it's very difficult. We all do it. You kind of seek approval. You think, can I go and do this? Should I be going to do that? What do you think? So you're asking someone. Now, obviously that's what I do as a mentor. I mentor people, but mentoring is all about getting them to think about how they feel about doing that decision rather than making any decision for them. So if you've got people going, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, well, let that go. You need to think yourself with, trust your own thoughts and actions. If you do this for small things, you'll be able to do it for bigger decisions, and you'll do it on your own. Now, I've already spoken earlier today about reflecting, but reflecting is very important, because to understand the choices you make, you need to self-reflect. So you need to know what you want, what your goals are. Be aware of what you want out of life, and when you do this, you'll make better choices. But if you don't know what you want, how can you make a decision about it? So it's very, very important to know what you want to do. Look at what direction you want to take, whether that's in your personal life or your work life or career or profession. If it turns out to be the wrong decision or a difficult direction, don't beat yourself up. What it means is that you had lessons to learn. And I know, because my greatest strengths have come from my greatest challenges. I have made so many wrong decisions, and I can probably say that they're not really wrong. They were decisions that I needed to take to learn to take me to the next step. So it's okay to ask advice from others, but remember, you are living your life. No one else fully understands your day-to-day situation or what goes on behind closed doors. No one knows. So use your gut instinct. Do what that is telling you. And successful leaders and people, athletes, everybody, they have coaches, they take advice to get an outside perspective. But at the end of the day, it's just advice. A good leader will then, the athlete or the successful person, will make the decision themselves. So on the listening to your gut, this has been a good one for me, because I believe in using your gut instinct. And I know that when things don't turn out very well, people who know that I use my gut instinct, this intuition, they'll say to me, well, that didn't stand you in good stead, did it? It didn't work there. But actually, when I reflect back, I ignored my instinct. and I went with my head. So that's I don't know if it's happened to you, but I know that your instinct, you think, will I, and then your head's telling you, no, do that. So if people come afterwards and see, well, that didn't work very well, your intuition there, think back yourself, and I bet you'll find you didn't go with your gut instinct. And of course, sometimes, I mean, even I can see sort of in relationships, I know that sometimes people warned me and said, oh no, I don't think this is a good idea. But I went ahead myself. And actually, I think that's where I get my stubborn gene, my bloody-minded gene. Sadly, if somebody tells me not to do something, I think, well, I'm going to do this and make it work. And of course, it was the wrong decision, but I tried to make it work. But again, I can, in all honesty, say that I would love if the other person had changed, but you cannot change the other person. So I had to make the decision to break with that relationship. And it happened to me more than once. Probably people are resonating with that. We just keep, something sent to us all the time just to make us learn from it. So don't beat yourself up. Just reflect and think, what lesson did I learn? Right, I know to avoid that type of person. And of course that's difficult, because I think in my gaslighting, hi there Alan, I'll just give a wee wave. In my gaslighting video there on Wednesday, emotional psychological abuse, what's difficult with relationships is that we can be drawn into a relationship because some of the people, the abusers who are emotional and psychological abusers, they are very good at it. They're charismatic, they're charming, so you're drawn in. And of course it's drip feeding, it's a very subtle form of abuse, and therefore you don't realise till you're well into the relationship. And you again, don't beat yourself up. In fact, I know this has happened to me, and when I spoke to others, they said, no, we didn't realise he or she was that type of person either. So just learn the lesson and try and be very maybe cautious. So what you need to do is, I would say, write down, if you're going with your gut, write down all your thoughts and feelings about the situations and the circumstances, whether it's in work, personal, career, relationships. Write down kind of the pros and cons till you have all the facts and everything you need. You've got to have that clarity in order to decide. And it can be simple things. I was not giving any confidences away here, but someone who is in quite a long-term relationship, when we dug deeper, this chap had not respected actually at any events they went to, and even their wedding and engagement, he was always late. Now, in a way, that alarm bells can ring for that. That's really being disrespectful. But you don't think it. They give excuses and go, well, whatever happened. But it's sad. So it's very subtle things. So don't make decisions either when you're angry or you're in a bad mood. That's just, just a no-no, because you will make the wrong decisions. Don't make decisions if you're sleepy or if you're hungry or if you're stressed. And of course, it's almost like a funny scenario here, but have you ever, they say don't shop when you're hungry. And of course, that's exactly what happens to me. So you're filling your supermarket trolley or your basket with all sorts of things that catch your eye. For me, it's usually chocolate. But don't do that. You should have a good meal so you're not hungry, and then do your supermarket. Remember to take the list. I often forget the list. And what I went for, I don't get because I've forgotten the list. Remember my FASA scenario, that's the full attention or some attention. I've given that in previous videos. But that's like when you decide to do something, you need to put your all into it. So it's your full attention on it. And particularly if it's a life-changing decision. So if it's a life-changing decision, some of the questions you might want to ask yourself are, what will happen if I don't make the decision? What am I afraid of? Is it failure? Is it success? Who am I doing this for? What am I doing it for? Is it the stability of life for the family? Is it to see the world? I mean, you need to have clear goals. We might all have dreams of travelling the world, but, you know, you've got a small family perhaps. You've maybe just bought your first house and your mortgage. So, you know, you can't just decide, I'm going to take off. But don't lose sight of that dream or that goal, because, you know, you could fulfill it later. You might have to just put that goal of travelling the world on hold for a while. Communicate with the other person. There are people who go, maybe say to their partner, and their partner goes, well, why not? Why don't we just sell up and travel? I mean, I remember there was a television programme, very brave of them, but it was a young couple decided to do that. But she was actually pregnant with her first child. And I remember seeing this in a kind of rickety van. I think they were travelling across the world. But the baby didn't suffer. She was feeding it. It was on a sling across the back of the van. I mean, everything. They did everything together for the child. Now, it isn't everybody's cup of tea, but they still had their dream. But don't put your dreams and your vision on hold. How will you feel if you, oh, there's Caroline, hello. Caroline's won the title for today. This Fruitful comes from her. She's suggested another title as well, so she's going for gold. More chats with me. So another question to ask is, how will you feel if you please others and ignore your own, you know, ignore yourself? How will you feel? Remember, the answer to these questions will probably raise other questions and more decisions. So you can see where this is going. It's kind of constantly, you know, you'll need to consider everything. Money, relationships, friends, a career, profession. So lots of things to think about, but you can do it. But the choice is yours. And if you use these questions to answer, then you can make plans. The next tip is be kind to yourself. Being kind to yourself increases your self-confidence, your self-trust, your self-esteem. Believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. And when you do this, you feel better about the decisions you're making. So for today, what will we have for the A, the affirmation? Remember the 3 Ps, personal, positive, and present tense, we'll call it today. So it's I believe in myself. I make my own choices. Something like that. You can write that down in your journal or diary. And I do hope you've got the changing seasons of life, because it will help you build resilience. So you could, another affirmation could be, I am resilient. And thank you to everybody who's already bought the changing seasons of life. B, of course, my B is for breathing. Breathing is the deep breathing from the diaphragm, lower tummy. And of course, you just take a moment just now and you just feel so good. You can breathe in through the nose. That's from, I'm not lifting my shoulders. Hold. And then exhale slowly through the mouth. Now that calms, it relaxes, but it energizes. And you're actually increasing your lung capacity, which is vital in flu times, pandemic times. It really does help if you do that breathing often. And you can hold to the count of 3, to the count of 5. I think I said before that at the beginning of the pandemic, I don't know why they didn't show it often, but there was a consultant at a hospital was showing you how to increase your lung capacity, and it was this breathing he used. He used to the count of 10. Now try it. It's very, very difficult. I can do it, but I was trained in drama and singing, and people who do yoga, you know, if they've any kind of training like that, they will be able to do it. But just for you, do it to the count of 3, maybe to the count of 5. And it calms, it relaxes, but it energizes you as well. So that, even just doing that in the morning, if you're getting up, you think, oh, I can't face today, draw yourself up, a confident pose, sit at the edge of the bed, do, I can, and just breathe. 3 deep breaths. And for today, the Mind Bites meditation I'm going to do is the golden path, the golden road. This helps for decision making. It takes your mind on an adventure. And when you do that, you're building resilience. So you're being creative, and creativity builds resilience. And with resilience, and of course courage, you can face anything. And you can face it in a more positive way, a more fruitful and fulfilling way, and you feel better about yourself. So if we just take ourselves as usual, we can't go outside yet, although it's sunny today. I think it's quite good outside here, but some clouds. But just feet on the ground, you're probably in slippers or shoes, on the ground, flat on the ground, bottoms against the back of the chair, and just straighten, sugar yourself, get yourself comfortable. You don't want a stiff back, but just straight. It gives you confidence and you feel good. And then we just close our eyes, and I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose. Just follow my voice. I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose, hold, and then exhale slowly through the mouth. And just say to yourself, I feel relaxed, I feel calm. Now imagine yourself in a place you like to be. It can be anywhere. Now take another deep breath in through the nose, hold, and then exhale slowly through the mouth. Now I want you to imagine something that makes you feel happy, calm, and peaceful. Now take another deep breath in, and as you breathe in, I want you to imagine yourself becoming part of the earth and all the world around you. You're absorbing sort of nature's energy. Now continue to imagine yourself in this peaceful place. As you breathe in, you feel a sense of calm. You feel relaxed but energized. Imagine you can touch the energy all around you. Breathe in that peace. Now imagine there's a golden path in front of you. This path is energizing you. As you walk towards it, you move slowly along the path. You see that there are various branches off this path. So many perhaps to think about. Are you drawn to one of them? Do you feel positive, as if you want to go in that direction? Is another drawing you towards it and you feel you want to go in that direction? Think for a moment. What direction do you feel you want to take? What energizes you? Now take another deep breath in through the nose. Hold, and then exhale. Now take another deep breath in, and I want you to say to yourself, I am confident. I know that whatever path I choose will be the right one for me. I know this path will open up opportunities for me. Slowly walk towards the path you have chosen with confidence and energy. You feel positive. You know that the direction you're taking is right for you. You walk with confidence. Take a deep breath in through the nose, head held high. Breathe in the air and the energy. And then exhale slowly through the mouth. Enjoy the adventure in your mind. Say to yourself, I feel calm. I know that whatever path I've chosen is right for me. No matter the challenges, I see them as opportunities. And then just open your eyes and say to yourself, I am calm, I am energized, I am confident. Know that the path you have chosen, you will be able to face anything that life throws at you. You will see challenges as opportunities. And then just yawn, stretch, just relax yourself again back into the now. I hope that has helped. I call it, as I say, taking your mind on an adventure. It's absolutely fabulous. It builds that creativity. And quite a few people say, oh, I kind of don't know how to do this. And again, I know I'm going back to the changing seasons of life, but the short stories, the poetry, it's getting you there. A lot of my stories are abstract. You'll read thinking, what's this about? And that's what it is. It's to get you to think creatively. Because when you think creatively, you build resilience. And of course, resilience is the thing that helps us take ourselves through the difficult days, particularly the difficult days. So enjoy today and do that mindfulness, or take your mind on an adventure at any time. The mind is extremely powerful. And as I said at the beginning, I'm going to use all the titles. People suggested other titles, so I'm going to use them for my Monday, Wednesday and Fridays. I think for Monday, I'm going to use the Monday Fanfare. And that's the winner of that title is Elaine. But watch out, for the titles that are used, and remind me if you're the one that has suggested it, then you get that hour's chat with me confidential. Now, if you've got a topic you would like me to talk about, please private message me or email me, pat@mindcircles.co.uk. I'm happy to talk about any topic at all. If it's close to your heart, happy to do it. And I don't need to even mention who suggested the title. It's just we'll talk about the topic so everybody can understand what that topic is about. Because if some topic hits you and it's a challenge for you, then it's probably challenging for everyone else as well. So have a great day. It's Friday. Have a great day and a fabulous weekend. I will see you Monday. And of course, my 2 tips as always are smile and a laugh. They cost you nothing. So virtual hugs to everybody and see you Monday. Thank you for listening and watching.